I think this is the best piece of life advice I have ever been given. Find a lifestyle that you want to live. Obviously not everybody fly fishes, right? Don't start, it's crowded enough out there. But whatever it is that you want to do as a lifestyle, figure that out, and then work your way into a job or a career that facilitates that. I'm lucky, I happen to love what I do for my day job, but I could go do something else and be just as happy, because my lifestyle that I have achieved is what I have been working towards. The guy that gave me this advice is Dr. Jim McDonald. Some of you may recognize McDonald Dentistry. It's on 24th Street, just south of Camelback. He and I have been friends for a long time. He gave me this advice a really long time ago. It took me a while to work my way into it. Luckily for him, he had been given this advice a long time ago as well, and figured out what his lifestyle goal was. He wanted to ski no less than 6 weeks a year. Sounds like a pretty good lifestyle, right? Well, he figured out that being a dentist would allow him to do that. When he is off on a trip, the hygienists are still running the chairs and the business is making money. When he's in town, he's doing the cosmetic stuff that really pays the bills, because that's expensive. And that funds his lifestyle as well. Jim is 72 this year. He has been in practice for 50 years. In that time, there have been 2 years where he did not ski that 6 weeks. 1 year he got pneumonia. One time he crashed, somebody actually crashed into him and he got injured, so he had to miss the rest of that ski season. So for 48 out of the 50 years he has been a working professional, he has skied no less than 6 weeks a year. Just to add further irritation to that whole lifestyle, right before COVID, I texted him, I'm like, hey buddy, haven't talked to you in a while, let's get together, let's go to dinner. Didn't hear from him for 2 days. 2 days later, I get a text message that reads, hey buddy, I'm in Indonesia diving and photographing whale sharks. I'll be back in 3 weeks, I'll call you then. Now that's a lifestyle. So, some final thoughts, again, on building a happy life, right? I have come to the conclusion that most people do this backwards and or the hard way. We all try to get a job and build a life around that. It's never too late to do it the other way. I'm 51, my wife went back to school at 38. We are all a work in progress, so don't feel like you missed your window. But if you want to build the structure for a happy lifestyle, I think these are the main keys that you want to make sure that you do. So, of course, dream big, right? Try to conquer the world and settle for a small country if you have to. But don't short sell yourself by working your way, inching your way forward. Shoot for the stars, for sure. It's always better to do it that way than inching your way forward, I think. The earlier in life you can take your chances, probably the better. As soon as you get a house, a spouse, and kids, and mortgages and stuff like that, it gets tougher to make those changes. It's not impossible by any means, but it does get a little bit more difficult, of course. If you don't like your job, which luckily not too many of you raised your hand to that, find something else to do, because that will suck the energy out of you in a hurry. I did property management for a little while, HOA property management for a little while. Awful. This was what made me quit that job. On a Saturday morning, I pulled in and I sat in the parking lot.